Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. Good. Oh man, my overlay didn't happen. Hold on, I gotta switch overlays real quick. Oh, I don't know why it's not popping up, but we'll. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I actually have to turn down the desktop audio a little bit so that way you guys can hear me. We got some big news. There is some. It's only Wednesday, and things are happening. I'm trying to stay on top of all of it. It's been a nightmare. What is going on, everybody? We have Jihad Squidward. I love that name, Jihad Squidward. That's fucking great. He's literally me, Neo Cleo, Paul M, Rodriguez, Leonard. Wow, this is brought to you by Hooked on Phonics. Leonard. Sorry, guys. I want you to know I'm much funnier in a controlled environment like TikTok or YouTube, but in person, I'm just fucking weird. Yes, there is a dog cam, and Knox is over here behind me. He wants a treat. He knows as soon as I start talking. Hang on, I'm going to try and get this overlay to pop again. I don't know why the overlay is not popping in, and I just fixed it, and it was functional. There it go. There we go. Now the overlay's there. Jesus. All right, Knox wants a cookie. He's going to get a cookie. Hold on. So, couple of quick admin notes, right? Here, come on, Buffalo. Yeah, it's a good boy. All right, get back, Miss Rain. All right, so we're here for the weird. We're gonna be doing some Star Citizen, but again, a couple quick admin notes. So number one, I got a new tattoo. For those of you who know, you know. If not, just Google what that means. I didn't expect to get it right away. I just went to the tattoo artist. He's like, we can do that right now. All right, cool. American air defense equals long life. Yeah, I heard Kyiv and everywhere has been getting bombarded. And so far, at least my initial reports that I've gotten is that American air defense is holding Kyiv up. And I knew this was coming, right? Like a lot of people are like, well, why don't we shift air defense towards Odessa? If you did that, Kyiv would be getting fucking annihilated right now. So, like I said, them hitting Odessa wasn't Russia getting a win. It was actually them realizing they couldn't get through our shit. And they're still not getting through. So, it makes me feel pretty good. Tattoo of a black sun. It's a semicolon. This no one knows this. You guys are literally the first people okay, aside from like my wife, my family, you guys are the first ones, and I have a video idea in mind, and my friend, One Punch Dad, is going to help me put it together. The list came out today. I've been selected to attend Warrant Officer Candidate School. I put in the packet, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Jim Moore coming in. We must know, what is your opinion on the Ukrainian church destruction being caused by SAM missiles? We will get to that. Not there yet. So thank you guys. Thank you all. Thank you all. I don't know why. There's the alert.
HLC, we must know. What's your opinion on the Ukrainian church destruction being caused by SAM missiles?
So here, let me switch to the in-game screen. That's going to play again. I don't know why it's got like this weird duplication. It's going to play again here. I guarantee it. So it's not unheard of that the S-300 and S-400, I know the S-400 for sure, I'm not 100% certain about the S-300, has a ground attack mode. It's not unheard of. Now, the church... So, Ukraine, who has notoriously been running low on ammunition, them attacking a civilian ground target like that, it just doesn't fit their MO. It just doesn't Just doesn't make any sense. It's illogical, right? Russia hitting it, well, we've seen how accurate they are, right? Because they hit a Romanian ship, they've hit all over the damn place because they're not very accurate, right? So could that be an S-400 in surface-to-surface mode? Absolutely. Aero Scout.
A wok is what one flowers at a wabbit.
What the fuck? A wok is what one flows at a wabbit. Oh, man. The voice had to say it for me to fucking get it. That's fair. That's fair. Thoughts on the game Ready or Not? I played Ready or Not. It's a lot of fun. So that's my theory on that one anyways. So we're gonna do some Star Citizen. We're just running some cargo, nothing really dangerous. I'm gonna go do a gold run, see what the ROI is there, see if there's anyone. I'm gonna turn off global chat because people like to say some off the wall shit in global chat. Ben, I think Russia hit a church with their missiles. I believe so. I really do. Uncool move by Russia. Would you rather fight for Ukraine or for the southern border? I'm confused. What are you asking? You talking about like go to Ukraine or go fight along Mexico? I mean, Mexico's not as dangerous. It really isn't. The Ukrainians are fighting tooth and nail. I really got to hand it to them. What I am adamantly and just I am so tied to right now for information is fucking Prigozhin and his cronies, Wagner, stacked up on the Polish border. Because here's the thing, guys. This is the thing, right? You know, Poland has been like the springboard for the last 2 world wars and a lot of other shit, right? Poland learned that, and Poland has been getting their hands on everything. Actually, matter of fact, here, let me show you something. I don't know if I had this the right way up. I don't know which is the right way up, but we had a student come through the school that I teach at, and he was Polish. And while he was a student, he couldn't give me this, but after he graduated, he took it off his shoulder and gave it to me. European Texas, you say? So that shirt is live. Actually, let me hit the button. Honestly, I just wanted the design, and he made it, and it turned out wonderful. Honestly, my buddy at AA Signs, man, he does good fucking work. I really like the design. Like, I had no input on this. I was like, look, people are asking for a little European Texas. Do your thing. And this is what he came up with. So, that's there. Again, you don't have to buy it. It's just people asked for the shirt, so I wanted to make the shirt. Everyone gangster till America rolls up. So, here's the thing about Poland, right? Here's the thing about Poland, right? Poland is one of the United States' strongest allies in Europe, right? Germany has straight up said, like, we're going to back up Poland if this shit pops off, right? So Germany's right there adjacent. Between Poland and Germany, there are tens of thousands. Because you got, like, Ramstein, a couple other bases and shit like that in Germany. Tens of thousands of American service members there. All armed. All with all their equipment. I don't know if I can pronounce it.
In the skit's tongue.
Is it Kura? I don't know how to say it properly. I just want to thank you for making amazing vids. Keep up the good work. Oh, of course, Lord Friend, man. I appreciate it. Thoughts on the ramp up of ammo production? Like I said, so I made one of my videos where I was talking about we're running out of ammo to give away, right? So we have a stockpile. There's a minimum stockpile the United States has, and we are rapidly approaching that. We're not there yet. We are rapidly approaching it. But we have a stockpile of a lot of different types of ammo. So that's why we're like, okay, you can take these now. You can take these now. So we continue to backfill and build up our stockpile, so just in case. And we're increasing production exponentially. So, like, this is the thing. Everyone's like, we're running low on ammo. And yet every morning, I go outside and I hear 777s, 119ers, HIMARS. I hear fucking M4s, M16s, 50 cals, Mark 19s. I hear them all just letting loose here on Fort Sill. Like, they're all out of ranges. So, like, if we're running low, it's not that low that we can't train. We still got plenty of ammo. You ever become Polish? You know, that's fair. Sorry, the painter of 1939. That is probably the nicest way to refer to that tyrant. that I've ever seen. So, who here is not familiar with Star Citizen, the game I'm playing right now? Honestly, the game it's a lot of fun. It's a grind right now. So I'm going to go run some cargo. It's just going to take me some time. Those are training down. I agree. Some. So they're not blowing HE here. They're not blowing Willie P here. I absolutely agree. They're not blowing XCal rounds here. Those ones, a fellow alcoholic defending America, 88, baby. They'll give you a couple horns. I agree. The HIMARS are concrete shells. The 777s are often concrete shells. Hang on, I'm going to let this play real quick.
Well, hello, fellow alcoholic defending America.
Don't say it, Radu. I don't know how to say that name. Oh, Chris, I'm good, man. I'm just hanging out. That's why I'm not doing like a high yield cargo. I'm just gonna be cruising all over, doing my own thing on the Hercules. This is just my opportunity to talk with you guys. So, the last admin note that I can't believe I spaced out already is because you have 22 use crack. If you guys are not in the Discord, I need 3 more teams. Right now we're shooting for August 4th. If you guys are in my Discord, August 4th we're doing a 7 Days to Die tournament. It's free to enroll. You just need a 3-man team. Completely free to enroll. I just need names and like who's going to be there, right? And then once you enroll in the 7 Days to Die thing, you're going to be given creative mode. You'll be able to do whatever you want to do, but you'll be given a clue to a location. Once you get to that location, you will have to find another clue. And it's like a scavenger hunt. But here's the thing. We're going to be hunting you. And you're able to kill us as well. Everyone has access to creative mode. We're doing that on purpose. But we've worked really hard on this in my spare time is creating this. Mr. Dragon Dagger, absolutely. If you got a team of 3-man, we need 3 more teams. I want to fill these teams. It's going to be 4 teams of 3. Now, the rules are posted in the announcements that I created. They're absolutely posted. If you, whoop. Sorry, that guy was in my way. If you check those, it has all the rules in detail, but it explains, like, don't use explosives when you're when you're at the objective trying to find the clue, because you might destroy the clue accidentally. And we worked really, really hard making these things. What is it? You can team up with other players. It is absolutely okay for 2 teams to become 1 big team, but only 1 team of 3 can win. So when you get to the end, because there will be an item in a box, and once you get to that item, then you're going to link up with me, and I'm going to see the item, and once you have the item, you know, I know your team is good to go. That's it, right? You win. So if you guys want to go team of 6 and go fisticuffs to settle it at the end, I'm okay with that. It's entirely up to you, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and we put a lot of work into it. We should do this in real life, no resets, no respawns. I'm going to have to say hard maybe in the future. Sounded like the Cold War in here. A lot of foreign countries want to buy American equipment rather than waste. So, this is the thing. We can only produce it so fast. So, like, everyone's like, well, what if we just send a bunch of Patriot systems? It takes a while to make a Patriot system. The U.S. doesn't have an infinite number of Patriot systems. We have a lot, but not an infinite.
My brother told me that Russia had every right to invade Ukraine because the US broke an agreement that is written on paper. Is that true?
I'm trying to figure out what agreement that is, because the only agreement I'm tracking is the one that Ukraine signed years ago that said if they denuclearize, that the US will protect them. And then what happens is they denuclearize, Russia invaded them, and now we have to live up to our end of the bargain.
What's your opinion on the necessity on someone having a bunker, and or do you think the odds of a nuclear war being launched against mainland US is so low, even now, that it's not worth it?
I would say it's not worth it in all honesty. Minsk agreements, that's the one.
Are you gonna do a video on submarines making North Korea poop out some turd missiles?
I saw that.
Do you think F-22 is finally gonna eat in Syria?
I hope he does. Honestly, I got a video. It's locked in the chamber. I'll be dropping it tomorrow afternoon. I'm a little disappointed with our response after the whole Reaper incident. I don't know all the details. The logical step is that could have been an opportunity to jam and down both of those aircraft and then feign ignorance, be like, oh, they had technical issues, not our fault, right? But if our Reaper was in airspace that it wasn't supposed to be in, that could have been why it was getting harassed by the Su-34 and Su-35 again. I don't know. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed with our response on that one. F-22 is the best character. Let him eat. I hope they do. I really hope they do. Thoughts on Tarkov and its gunplay? Tarkov looks amazing. Never played it. It's too stressful. It's too stressful, man. That's why I play games like this where I just do like mind-numbing shit. I hardly even play War Thunder anymore. Like, I'm doing the 7 Days to Die tournament because I know I'm going to get killed, but I know everybody who's going to be there. I saw that about Russia using artillery shells from 1939. I don't know how true it is. You know what they say in Syria? There are no Walmarts, only Targets. I found the worst job in the army. It's being a Target security guard. He literally has a Target on his badge, on his hat, and on the back of his shirt.
If freezing is just a liquid turning to a solid when cold enough, is all the metal we use technically just frozen?
Hold on. It's a solid, but frozen water is a solid. And then you think like, well, water melts, but melts at room temperature. Actually, it melts at anything over 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And then metal has a melting This is fucking me up. I don't like you right now. Oh my gosh. My wife is texting me like crazy. Oh my god. She's like, I had a super chat I didn't address. Oh, which one? Which one? Hold on. Okay, so, sorry, the bunker one. The bunker one. She's right. She's right. You had another super chat. Okay. I'm working on it. She's yelling at me right now through text message. Bunker. I mean, if it makes you feel better, it's, you know, it is what it is. Bunkers are effective at certain things. They're ineffective at others. It really depends on what's happening. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I got group chats going bananas right now. Solid metal's a frozen state, right? How's the heat treating? Bro, it was 107 when I went out. Now I know you. I dabble in Star Citizen. I got a little ways to go. I think I have a fucking med pen. My health is at 92% for some damn reason. Nope, I don't have. Do I have one in my ship? Do I got a med pen? No, I got a shit ton. Oh, that's all food. Medical? Is there a medical? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. So there's a medical attachment, but I can never figure out how to use those on myself. Those are flares. Flares. Hold on. It's under utilities. Thank you. I don't have a med pen. Well, maybe we'll go look when I get there. Just want to say you're awesome and funny, and a friend got me and his dad hooked on you. Thank you so much, Dirty Deadpool. I appreciate it, man. I realize that there's a lot of creators out there, and look, I'm not gonna lie, I have the worst imposter syndrome in the world. So like, I don't ever refer to myself as like a large creator or a creator in general. Like, it just feels weird to me, right? Because all I think of is like influencers in the wild, and they're like standing, you know, thinking they're the fucking main character in the middle of a train just so they can, you know, dance and do whatever the fuck they're doing. I don't do that, right? I'm a very courteous person, so it's weird for me, right? Use flare to cauterize wounds. So I realize there's a lot of creators out there, and a lot of them cut themselves off from people. And I always want to be accessible, right? So that's why I have a Snapchat. I don't check it as often as I should. Honestly, I haven't checked it all week. I feel bad. I try to get, my Instagram DMs are the one place that I try to consistently check. Sometimes they come through, sometimes they don't. I don't know why. And then Discord. So. In some of your shorts, it looks like F-22 is the younger brother to the 35, but the 22 entered service 2005, and the 35 was 2015. You're right. You're absolutely correct. When I built those characters, I was not thinking about physical maturity. I was thinking about mental maturity. The 35 is an incredibly smart, high IQ aircraft with a great radar. Like, it's a phenomenal networking joint service aircraft. Phenomenal. But if you're just like, you, go fucking John Woo on all that shit, or fucking, Jackie Chan or whatever, just all that, fuck that up. And he'll be like, all right, it's cool. I'm going to go do my thing, right? The 22 is phenomenal at that. Why is Canada a war criminal?
Why is Canada a war criminal?
So, Canada has done a series of things that are really, really bad. Now, when they did them, they weren't necessarily war crimes, but all you really got to look at is, like, things Canada did in World War I. A lot of them in World War I, not so many in World War II. So just off the top of my head, one of the things they did in World War I was they literally took no prisoners. Like, Germans and Ottoman Empire were surrendering, and the Canadians were like, that's cool, and just fucking slaughtered them. Like, all of the surrendering troops. I think it was a couple dozen. They just like, that's cool, and just started fucking wasting them, right? We're the good guys. We're not supposed to do that, but because Canada was on our team, we were like, we gotta let it go. We'll just don't do it again. We're gonna make this Geneva Convention thing, right? Number two, one of my favorite Canadian stories. Hang on, we'll let this play real quick.
How long until you go back to work? How long left on your contract? Don't have to answer. Will you sign another? Or YouTube create a full-time after?
There's like 4 questions there. Let me finish this one. I'll get to that one. And then one of the other things that Canada did right off the top of my head, and this is, you can't do this. You cannot bait the enemy in with food. There were starving Germans, and they threw cans of food at them. And the Germans were like, oh, thank you, honor amongst, enemies. You saw things like this, like, All Quiet on the Western Front. Like, hey, we're supposed to kill each other, but we're gonna have this moment of peaceful interaction. So the Germans were like, can you send more? And the Canadians were like, yeah, and then started throwing grenades at them. So you can't do that no more. That's not an okay thing. So that's why I refer to Canadians as war criminals. They like about a third of what you find on the Geneva Conventions is all Canada. Shit they all did in World War I. Yeah, no, Canadians are fucking brutal. So that's why I refer to them as war criminals. Okay, so let me see. All right, so let me see. How long until I go back to work? I'm back at work right now. I'm off of work early because tomorrow I'm out assisting another school with some land nav, and I got to be out there at 4 in the morning. So that's why this stream was going literally until the 2-hour mark, and then I'm cutting it because I got to get some sleep, guys. How long do I have left on my contract? I was supposed to be. I would have to re-enlist for the last 3 years. Until I hit 20, right? That's where I was at. But today I just found out I was selected for Warrant Officer Canada School. So I put in the packet and I made it today. So that will take me through to my 20 because warrant officers don't re-enlist. Anthony, thank you so much for the super chat. I can't read it yet. I'm still answering all his questions, but let me hear it.
No question. You're one of the funniest YouTubers.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. And again, you guys don't have to pay or anything like that. I try and answer as many questions as I possibly can. I try to be, on it for you guys. Will I sign another? If I wasn't going warrant, absolutely. I love the Army. The Army has taught me so much. It's given me so much opportunity. I can share my life with others. I can share what I learn, what I know, and try and not necessarily freak people out or beat my chest, but just give people an understanding about things that I'm very well versed in. So. And will I be a full-time YouTube creator afterwards? I don't know. I don't know what the world has in store for me. Like, don't get me wrong. I've done well on YouTube. I've done well on TikTok. I do well for myself, and I would love to be a full-time creator. But the wife and I, we're considering maybe opening a business together, or maybe I do have some contacts at Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon, who have all kind of said that when I retire, they would love to have me there. But we'll see. All right, I've scrolled back down. Congrats on. Thank you. I still got to go through Warrant Officer Canada School, so it's not official. Like I'm not putting on a dot yet. I still got to go through the school, but here's the thing: I can do anything for 5 weeks, guys. That should be kind of your. No matter how tough it gets, you can fucking get through it, man. I could do anything for 5 weeks. I know that I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna be up early. I'm gonna be up late. I'm gonna lose a lot of sleep. I'm gonna be tired as shit. I'm gonna be in shitty conditions. And I'm gonna be getting yelled at the entire time. Whoop-de-doo. It's not the end of the world. Now, if I went there and they're like, all right, hey, they're going to forcibly sodomize you. Like, I don't know if I'm going I don't know if I'm okay with that, right? Like, there's a difference. What is my favorite aircraft manufacturer? I would have to say Lockheed Martin. They just make sexy aircraft. But Raytheon isn't very good at the aircraft market. They are just phenomenal at the radar market. The best radars in the world are made by Raytheon. 140 or flight? 140. That schedule is ready.
140 or flight?
I will be overhead as flight. Wolfram, are you coming with me? Hold on, did I miss? Did you send me like an invite and shit? Hold on. Gotta figure out which key to push. Alright, there you go, Wolfram.
Fort Knox was running a B-52 today.
Wait, hold on. Something about Fort Knox. Sorry, I gotta do that. Thoughts on why Fort Knox was running a B-52 today? You know, a little birdie told me. A little birdie told me. So, Chris, again, I wasn't really planning on running with anyone. I was just gonna talk to you guys. So, but Wolfram, he's a mod. He's been in here for a while. So, I mean, if he just wants to hang out, cool. So, a little birdie told me that recently they got orders, not orders, but the requirement to pull 4 B-52s out of the boneyard. And that's pretty wild. They're just like, pull them out, we got shit to do. Okay.
Can you explain to me or anyone else who doesn't know what does a warrant officer do?
Oh, absolutely.
I have no idea aside from some TV shows which prop wrong.
When is my next video? My next video is tomorrow, Casey. So, warrant officer is a beautiful middle ground, right? So, NCOs, we are the doers. Non-commissioned officers, what I am right now, we are the doers. We get shit done, right? But the commander, officer side of the house, put out their intent. They say, hey, I need to be in the field by this date. That's all they give us. And NCOs, we make all that shit happen, right? That's what NCOs do. Warrant officers fill a very, very special role, right? Now, there are pilots and things like that, which they're a little bit more, you know, hands-on. That's their role. But warrant officers, they fill... They're advisors to the commander, right? If the commander's about to do something stupid, that warrant officer's supposed to reach over and like pull on his pocket and be like, sir, that's, don't do that, that's dumb. That's really stupid, right? So they're a culmination of both experience and knowledge in one central location, right? They have to be smart, not smarter than everybody else, because a good warrant officer is humble, right? But they do have to be highly competent. They have to be subject matter experts. They have to know how things are supposed to work so that they can advise that commander, but they're also supposed to be able to facilitate and help out where NCOs need, right? Like, they're not trainers. A warrant officer is not a trainer, but if an NCO comes to a warrant and says, hey, how does this work? That warrant has to know, this is how this works. I can break it down for you step by step. Would you like a class, right? Like, that's their role. So that's the tech warrant side of the house. Oh, out of the boneyard? Yep, they're pulling them out of the boneyard. Am I going to W05? I don't know. I love this Army thing, and right now there's a 6-year ADSO, 6-year additional duty service obligation. So when I go warrant, I will have to stay in as a warrant for at least 6 years, which will take me past my retirement date. And you know, if life is going good and everything's going for us, and my wife and I, you know, we want to continue to live this life together and maybe save up a little bit more or do whatever we do, we may stick around. Or, you know, she may be like, hey, it's time to turn in. Let's head to the house, and that's okay. You know, I don't know what the future has in store. You're about to become a vampire. You know, I still got to pass the school. So I'm telling you, I didn't want to tell people before I got selected because I'll let it play.
Congrats on WoW. You are about to become a vampire.
Thank you. So I didn't want to tell people before I got selected because the selection process has nothing to do with me, right? It's everything about my records and how the paperwork is done and how it looks, who wrote my letters. The warrant officer packet is like 50-some pages. It took a while. It took me about 6 months to put together between work, right? The selection process had nothing to do with me. So again, I didn't want people to be disappointed for me, right? But now that it's gotten approved, and I know I'm going to walks, right? Like, can you fail out of walks? Absolutely. It's physically possible to fail out of walks. But now I'm telling people, because if I ever feel like quitting, I'm like, man, they gonna think I'm a bitch if I don't get this, right? So like, that's my like accountability buddy. So you guys are my accountability buddies. So you're the supervisor boss, basically. Yes, but without the dumb shit. So NCOs are the supervisor boss, right? So when the sun goes down and everyone's off work, NCOs, non-commissioned officers, get phone calls. Warrant officers, I put it myself, I'm not there yet, but warrant officers don't get phone calls. I noticed that. That's part of the reason I dropped my packet. When I was at White Sands, every night my phone was ringing. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to smoke crack and drive. And then I'd call my sergeant major, and he'd be like, "Oh, why did he get a DUI on your watch?" I'm like, I don't know, because he fucking ate paint chips as a kid. I don't know what you want from me, right? So, and the warrant officers, they weren't getting bothered. Ain't nobody bothering them. I'm going to SMO 18, buddy. Wolfram, if you're listening. Calibrating. And we go. Paint chips. I'm telling you, man, some of the dumb shit. Will I make a character out of the YF-23? So, I've considered it. A lot of people have asked about the YF-23 and a lot of other, like, small experimental aircrafts. And I want to, but I don't want to create a character that people will love that I can only use once in a great while. Like the buff, I can throw in the buff kind of wherever as just additional, you know, information. The F-22, I can throw it in almost anywhere. But the YF-23 has a very specific niche type thing. Let's get my landing gear down. I gotta focus on this one. Thoughts on the SR-72, if I can say. I don't know anything about the SR-72. I think, as much as I want it to be a reality, it's with... We just set up a low atmospheric sensor network full of fucking radars in the sky. So, like, while an SR-72 is a cool idea, like, I really want one to exist, but there's no point to it, right? Because the SR-71 was a spy aircraft, and the spy aircraft was dated out by satellite imagery. They didn't need it anymore because of satellite imagery. It's expensive to run that thing. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it, Wolfram. He did that quick. I need mods. So Insomnia, if you hang around long enough, yeah, if I see your name pop up a whole bunch of time and you're, you know, helpful and hang out for a little while, yeah, I don't mind grabbing up mods wherever, man. I'm not familiar. Like, I recognize your logo, but I don't know if I've talked to you before, Insomnia. Wolfram's hot on it, man. He's quick. He's fucking... What are my thoughts on the House Oversight Committee? Oh! Aliens. I love it. I really do. The thing that I love most about it, and no one take this the wrong way, is I love that the world is so fucked up right now that nobody cares. Like, I love that, like, the world is falling apart in such, like, craziness that the government was like, aliens? And everyone's like, we don't give a shit. We got other things to do, man. Alright, gonna butter the bread on this landing. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that big girl. Alright. Alright, Wolfram, you got oversight. 22 killed aliens. No, the 22 didn't kill aliens. I mean, maybe. I have no idea. But, like, there's some cool stuff coming out. Like, the government straight up admitted, they're like, alien craft are real. We've recovered them. We've recovered people inside of them that are not human. And...
Do you think there is any correlation between the Texas being put in dry dock for repair and Texas Park/Rec getting $1 billion gov grant?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad that Texas is getting taken care of. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love battleships. I love them. I absolutely, they're so fucking cool. They were just the boxers of World War II. They just, so much firepower right away at your fingertips, and they fucking full send. That's just what they do. And I love those ships. An Arleigh Burke class destroyer would body an Iowa class battleship. And I hate it. I hate saying that. Like, I don't enjoy saying that. It's just, beyond line of sight, an Arleigh Burke class destroyer it's another fucking monster, man. Getting respect out here yesterday. I opened a door for a lady for good. Mannersman says she just screamed.
respect around here. Yesterday I opened a door for a lady just for good manners, but instead she just screamed and flew out of the plane.
Jesus. Hey, I got 59 gold. It'll never let me grab all the gold. I always got to leave one behind. So we're going to leave, and then we're just going to come back just to see if I missed another load of gold. Nope. Alright. Well, that's all the gold I got here, so we're going to head on over to Daymar when you're done, if you can hear me, Wolfram. Wolfram, we're going to Daymar. Barry, I'm not saying your full name. World is full of monsters. What's up, Nemo? How you doing? Hey, HLC, don't forget Inside Star Citizen tomorrow. They also just posted stuff today on trading. Really? I wasn't tracking that. Is trading going or up? Hang Damer. Tell him Scooter sent you. I just recently discovered those videos. Tell him Scooter sent you. Where from are you in a... It's not an Avenger, is it? What is this game? Shrek. This is Star Citizen. I got a little bit of gold in there. I still got room for a lot more. We'll see if we can pick up a Damer. What's my take on the Ukrainian counteroffensive? I think it was kind of what we expected. Right now, both sides are trying to gain air superiority, right? And neither side is able to destroy enough of the other that it matters. I mean, like, we all want to talk about how Russia's running out of this, Russia's running out of that, but the reality is they have a lot of old shit in stockpile. Lord knows how much of it's actually functional, but... What's Russia's game by messing with our drones again? I have no idea. Honestly, I think Russia figured out the cheat code. And I hate to say this because the United States is my baby, man. They figured it out that as long as you don't endanger pilots, we're not going to do anything about it. You can hit our drones all day. It's just money. And I think they figured that out. And until somebody makes an example of them, they're going to continue to do it. Like, we're not gaining anything by allowing them to continue to damage our aircraft. What they're gaining is a false sense of entitlement, that we're going to do this as long as we have, or as long as we can, because you're not going to do anything about it. And I find that scary for American service members. Russia's running out of Blue Fleet ships. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not familiar with that anime. I'll let it play, though. Haven Lady. Is it gonna play? You put 20 mil forward facing, or 20 mil forward facing on every drone. Honestly, that drone probably had air-to-air missiles. It probably did. It could have dropped both those aircraft, but it just didn't. Do I have a Discord? Yep. Thwack was on it. So if you guys are just getting in, strap a guy to a drone. What's up, Kozak? Kozak, did you get my gift? Check your Steam if you didn't. So you got Haven Lady, you got to do exclamation point Discord. But it's right up. If you just scroll up, you should be able to see it. Unless it... The payload was blurred out. What's the favorite insult I've given or heard? God, I hope this doesn't get me banned. I had an E7 at one point in time tell me that, I'm paraphrasing a little bit because I think there was a few more F-bombs in there, that he was going to put his in my ass and then reach down and let Haven Lady play.
It's so eerie that when the Oppenheimer movie is trending on Twitter, so is the topic about Hiroshima bombing. Then I watched a horrific scene from the anime Barefoot Gen from the second time. Fearful face.
I'm not sure why the... Hi, bananas. We got another super chat? Turbo
What's
ban.
Russia gain by messing with our drones again?
I see it. Why does it take so long to play? Yeah, that's the thing on the drone. But anyways, love you too, Kozak. But anyways, so he was gonna put his in my backside and then reach down my throat and proceed to pleasure himself because effing me would be gay. And I was like, wow. This is also before the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. There was a different army back then, and I just... That... It was my favorite because it was so off the wall. It was just the strangest... You know? Looks like he wasn't able to... No, I guess not. I guess not. Wolfram's like, I'm going to use that. Yeah, it was... I think Russia hitting Odessa is going to impact grain export. Absolutely. If not in the United States... Here's the thing. The United States, we're the richest country in the world. Overall, right? Per capita is a little bit different, but like we're the richest country in the world. So we will have our grain. It'll just be expensive. We will have our grain. But people who literally can't afford that, like West Africa, who relies on that grain, they're going to struggle. Because it's going to be the Hunger Games, right? So you have Asia and West Africa. Actually, I think North Africa also uses Ukrainian grain. And if you look at like the income of those countries compared to each other, Asia's getting all that fucking grain. And I hate that. I hate that, you know, one part of the world is affecting the livelihood of another. And that kind of bugs me. A lot of debt, though. You're not wrong. My favorite was, I'm gonna kill you, but make sure they always find your body. Eat too many crayons. Yo, you ain't wrong, Lucent. Fuck. I'm gonna fuck that. Look, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am hooked on phonics. Not a good reader. Speaking of nuke, the U.S. almost bombed North Carolina. Plane caught fire and dropped both Mark 39 nukes, and safeties were armed. I'm not tracking that one. I know that, so, fun fact, and I learned something about history that pertained to my job. So, get to go roundabout here for you. I got blurry. Why did I get blurry? Fix yourself, camera. Okay, anyways. So, the, in Patriot, one of the tests that we have on the launcher is called stray no volts. It's a way of purging any voltage from any of the wiring before you hook stuff up. So, because stray voltage can set off a missile, right? And we've always heard that it can set off a missile, but like no one believes it. So like stray no volts is kind of But in 1970 or 71, a Nike Hercules, which is a nuclear capable, I believe this one actually had a W2 or W55 2 kiloton. It had the smaller yield warhead, was parallel, laying flat, or horizontal, excuse me, in Okinawa, Japan. And somebody had stray voltage arc from them to the missile and launched the missile across the fucking island of Okinawa and ended up out in the ocean and killed two Okinawans. So, thought that was kind of interesting. Tell me I was going to climb to the top of that flagpole, bounce off the trainee's head, and not punch you straight in the trachea. Not punch you straight in the trachea. Do you have any thoughts on the SSBN USS Kentucky pull up to South Korea? If the world knows our subs are there, we want them to know our subs are there. And that's just what I get from knowing Submariners. That's just what I get from them, right? Like, if someone knows our sub is there, we want them to know that sub is there. If not, they will have no idea that that thing exists. Would never trust ambient voltage in a wire not to set off the electric ignition on a rocket motor. Yeah, no, it's... There's a lot of explosives in rockets. Found your shorts about 2 weeks ago. I've been loving them. Keep them coming. Absolutely, Eppas. Hold on. I got this. Epic Sodic. So there's fucking second C in that? Hold on. Epic Sodic. Yes. Absolutely. I got another one dropping tomorrow. Like your channel, but how do I feel about the razor wire on the Rio Grande River? So, that one's a little close to home, right? So, my grandmother was Mexican. I married into a Mexican family. I will absolutely, without question, tell you that the vast majority, well over 90%, probably 95, 98% of individuals coming across that border are really just want to work their fucking ass off. And I wish we could just be like, you're good, come on in, here's your fucking social security card, start paying some taxes, get to work, right? Because they don't fuck around. Like, they're there to do work, and that's just what they do, right? I don't agree with the implementation. I don't agree with a lot of what I've heard, again, through the news about how they're employing it. But something has to change, right? It's right now it's too dangerous. It's a two-part problem, right? By securing the border, you're not going to solve the problem. You're not, right? Because every time you secure it, they're going to find new ways in. What we need to do is fix the vetting process to get people in and make it cheaper, affordable, so they can come in and work, which is what a lot of them want to do. That's what we need to fix first. I think before we ever try and secure and put up razor wire and walls and all this other shit like that, first we need to figure out the process for getting people in. And that's just my humanity. I'm only a third generation American. My mom's side, full-blooded Italian. She actually has the thing from like 1906 when the Giacomettis, my great-great-grandparents, came through Ellis Island. So, you know, I do have a soft spot for immigrants trying to get a better life. What is the first ever anti-aircraft rocket system? Ooh, it's American. Hold on. Fuck, I want to... No. I can see it. The missile is at the museum here. I can see it in my fucking brain, but I can't remember what the hell it's called. It predates the Nike program. Because you had Nike Sojak, Nike... Or not Sojak, Ajax. Sojak is something different. And then you had Nike Hercules, then Nike Zeus. Oh, shit. First confirmed kill or first implemented on the battlefield? I have no idea. Exactly. Yeah, Texas Dudes gets it. Do you see the drawing posted earlier today? No. Patriot Alpha. What drawing? Like in the Discord? Hold on. Whoop. I'm trying to read. People are... Chat's going too quick. Ah, Lucent.
Didn't know your artillery with your great commentary on mill-aviation. Congrats on WoW. Not sure if I enjoy Unhinged Raptor or Buff more. Smiley face.
Hey man, I'm happy I could bring it. So air defense artillery, we rub elbows with a lot of Air Force. So I have to know what they're talking about, right? The Air Force is weird though. Like, the Marine Corps, they make every acronym just a word, and we do that with some, but we don't do it with others. In Air Force, you must like say every single letter in that acronym. Like, they don't say TAOC. We say TAOC. They say TAOC. And you'll get yelled at if you say TAOC in front of an airman, because whatever reason. But yeah. Opinion on Poland dealing with Russia? They got it. Oh, it's in the Discord and classified photos? I'll have to check it, man. Hold on. Do I know about the soldier in North Korea? You didn't see the video, Casey? I made a video about it. I say let him stay there, personally. He ran. Honestly, as long as he's there for at least 30 days, the paperwork is easier. Because right now he's AWOL, and if he comes back, then you still have to out-process him and all this other shit, but if he's there for over 30 days, you don't have to. So let me take a look in the Discord here. Classified photos. Oh, like a dreadnought style? That's a lot of damn guns. My only problem, so like that's a really interesting design, but my only problem with that would be, how do you get ammo for all those on board that ship? That's going to be heavy. He's another Berg Dow, absolutely. You know, I'm not going to lie. If you guys were on my personal Facebook and you scrolled way back, like 2009 or some shit, I shared something that said like bring Bowie home, and it was like all heartfelt and shit, and I was like, I feel stupid to this day. I just haven't gone back and like gotten rid of it, but I know it's there. And then I found out what the fuck Bergdahl did, and I was like, fuck that guy, fuck him. Unrotated projectile, yup. I like that. Salute to you, Mezenkaiser? I think that's how you say that. Hey man, how are you, Plague Star Citizen? Oh yeah, we're just cruising right now. We're in a Hercules Starlifter, doing some cargo runs. What's good? What is up, Royal Guard MC? How you doing, bud? Yeah, once I see it again, I'll get rid of it. Will you make a character NGAD or autonomous wingman program? Eventually, when it comes around, I'm going to have to. And I don't know what I want to do. There's a few characters, like, and when I say character, before I have like an aircraft or a piece of equipment to associate it with, it's like an idea, right? They're going to be like this. So tomorrow when I drop that video, I hope you all get a chance to check it out. I have a new character dropping, and it's someone we're all familiar with. And I was like, my wife was watching the video because she's like my proof, right? So she was watching the video and she was like, kind of, I was talking about Russia and back and forth and shit like that. And then the new character came in and started talking, and she started fucking hollering. She thought that was hilarious. She loved it. She's like, you need to add something else on the end, right? It's not complete. So I still got to figure that out, and I want to get it in there. But she is very excited for you guys to see it. Sad Star Citizen paused the Banu Merchantman development. The Merchantman ship, the big ass one? You're not wrong, Navis. You're not wrong. War is time consuming and dangerous. But here's the thing, right? One of the biggest things that I really like, I study conflict. I try to, because the Army has dedicated, like just the Army alone, has dedicated thousands of dollars and millions of man hours to studying conflict. We're studying this one right now. At the school that I teach, our commandant was like, every day, if you can use something that is in the current conflict to help drive a point home to your students, do it. Every single day. So I watch a lot of news. And my students are required to bring in a news article and explain the news article to their peers. It also teaches public speaking. I have one military news, one civilian news. So those are both real big things, right? But anyways, I study war and conflict, and a lot of people are equating this to the war in Afghanistan, and it's so fucking different, right? Like, Russia hasn't been able to take land. Doesn't make any sense, right? And they're like, well, you didn't take land from the Taliban. Bullshit, we didn't. We had freedom of maneuver everywhere in that fucking country. We put up cops and fobs everywhere we wanted to, and what they did is they hid in Pakistan until the springtime, and then they came and attacked us. We pushed their shit in, and then they ran back to Pakistan. So that's like the Ukrainians becoming an insurgency, Russia taking all of Ukraine, and the Ukrainians living in Poland and coming across the border to attack them every single day. That's what would equate to that, right? Like, you got to understand how warfare is a little bit different. But I don't know, I guess I'm just the one guy. The Texan gunship would have all of them. Yep. We walk door to door asking, are you the Taliban? You know, I've done it. Yep. F-16s deployed in numbers will completely destroy Russia. Absolutely.
What is the greatest battle that you know of?
That's a tough one. That's fucking good. Like, it's really... I love World War II. But it's really hard to choose. Like, I love Normandy. I love the Battle of Normandy. How, like, months ahead of time, they started the super secret squirrel shit with the frogmen to, like, lure the Germans away. I love that. Like, the whole thing, the smoke and mirrors right up until game day. I loved it. But I also love Midway, because Midway was a huge decisive battle for the United States. But then I also love Okinawa. Or not Okinawa, Saipan. That's fucking tough, man. And then I also love, like, even modern ones. Operation Anaconda. I love that battle. The Battle of Kamdesh at Kop Keating. If you've never seen The Outpost, I love that one. The Battle of Conoco Fields in 2018. Like, there's so many good battles that are out there. Shit, that's a really tough one, man.
Quantum travel complete.
Ooh, 73 Easting. I can't believe I forgot about that, Shadow. Fucking 73 Easting is... Oh, God, it's phenomenal. You know, as an old tanker, because I used to be a tanker, I think I'll go with 73 Easting. I like it. It's just it's a good time. Gotta go to Daymar. There you go, Shubin Mining Facility. If the Brits can have tea making compartments in the tanks, we Americans should have McDonald's burger making. You know, I don't disagree with your assessment.
If the Brits can have tea-making compartments in their tanks, we Americans should have McDonald's burger-making compartments in ours.
So riddle me this, I'm not too well versed in Guadalcanal. Come on. Do the jump. Why are you not jumping to Daymar? What is going on with my fucking ship? Whoa, what's going on? My ship is all kind of fucked up and retarded. I don't know, sorry if that word offends you. Trust me. Like, when I say it, I'm not saying it to, like, make fun of handicapped people. I'm saying it because I genuinely cannot understand the logic in someone's head. One thing the military's good at is getting coffee to us. You're not wrong. You know, that reminds me. While we're doing this jump, hold on. Alright. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, our sponsor, Aerial Resupply Coffee. Link in my bio gets you 10% off. Firewatch is my favorite. Moab? I'm warning y'all, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Moab, it's good coffee. It tastes great. It makes me see the color 9. It's just not safe, man. It's potent. Please, for the love of God, tell me that's you. Each time you light your lighter gets lighter until you... Ibanez, stop it!
Each time you light your lighter gets lighter. Until it gets so light it doesn't light.
Quantum travel engaged.
Zach Sherm, I couldn't read yours.
Being a former tanker, how familiar are you with any of Israeli tank battles / tactics or weaponry? They definitely have a unique perspective on the mat.
I think, so, Israel's an interesting thing to study. What is going on? Whoa, that was weird. I'm starting to lag out, guys. I hope I can make it back with my ship. Israel's an interesting thing because I tell you right now, one of the most feared tanks in the world that I personally am fucking afraid of as a tanker on an American Abrams is the Merkava. The Merkava is a bad bitch. Like, don't get me wrong, the Leo's a good tank, the Challenger's a good tank. Like, there's a lot of really, really good tanks out there. Even the T-90 up until, you know, it actually faced American tanks, it was a great tank. But the Merkava is just another fucking animal. Like, Merkava... I hope this isn't taken out of context, right? Like, the Merkava, like, lived through what happened in Germany in the 1940s, and it's like Revenge of the Jew. Like, the Merkava is just another fucking animal, man. Like, it's so fucking wild. Don't you say it. Don't say that. Revenge of the Jew. I'm sorry, it's the best way I could think of. You should make a video on conical fields. I think I did a while back. As a Jew, I love it. It's just, it's a bad fucking tank, man. God, I hope that's you, Wolfram.
Our sense of making sense makes sense when our sense of making sense makes sense to us, but not when the sense fails to make sense of the sense made.
Yep, whatever that means. I have no idea what that was. All right, we're gonna land her. We're gonna just take her down nice and easy. That's not nice and easy. That's not nice and easy. You ever endo a Hercules? I did. Are you landing next to me, Wolfram? Would I ever make a video on the Merkava? I should. I gotta work on my Israeli accent. I don't have a really good one. Conoco was mentioned, yeah. That's the best description you've ever heard. Sorry, I'm trying to like read while I'm, you know, doing mind-numbing things. Battle of Chosen Reservoir with his brother. Chosen, the frozen Chosen was just another fucking animal, man. Like, the shit those dudes did. I do, D'Amelio. I do. I also play War Thunder on occasion. I have a 7 Days to Die tournament coming up. If you guys are just in here right now and you just got in here, if you play 7 Days to Die on PC, I have a tournament. Enrollment is free, absolutely free. I just want people to come and play the tournament. It's a scavenger hunt that I've created, and I'm very excited to share it with you all, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. What the hell is this ship? I hope this guy isn't buying up all my fucking gold. Task and Purpose did a pretty good video on Conoco Fields. Conoco Fields just, God, man, it was, I don't know. It was just the straight up like, no, that's not going to happen. Can't buy all of it. Is there any barrels out of stock? So, tungsten is worth it. Won't let me buy everything for some damn reason. And then I still got room for quartz. The quartz. Alright, now I gotta head back to Area 18. I got a full belly. It should do decent ROI. Nah, not tonight, Sean Casey. I do community game nights. I'm just not tonight. If you would like to, you can sign up for the 7 Days to Die tournament. A video of every nation's tank trying to flex. I really have to look into it. I don't know if the Merkava's really put in as much work as some of the other ones. Like, you know, the Brits, they love their Challenger 2. It's invincible. It took 30 RPGs, and it's like, yeah, that's also very subject to where they hit. Like, Abrams have taken a shit ton of RPGs. I don't know about that many, but it really depends on where they hit. Who's this dude running around? Is that you, Wolfram? That's not you. AH-1Zs have arrived in Czech? No shit. Where do I go to sign up for the tournament? So, King, if you go to my Discord, read the rules, make sure, and if you have a 3-man team, you just react to that in there, so that way I know who's going to enroll, and you can even shoot me a DM on Discord, just like, you know, hey, I have a 3-man team, and I'm interested, you know, let us know. So it'll be around 1800, 1830, on August 4th, which is next Friday. If we got to push it back, we will. It's just I'd like to try to have it set up. I'm trying to get 4 teams of 3. All right, we're going to ArcCorp now.
Engines on. Launch complete.
We're going to Area 18. Seriously, I gotta do an OM1 jump first. This is bullshit. Where's my next jump? Once I get this jump going, guys, we'll talk a little bit more. %, 80%, 90. God, that takes forever. Alright. What do I think about the 7.8 by 5.1 being the new ammo throughout the XM7? I'm not familiar with it. Look, man, I'll be honest with you. This entire last deployment I was on, I didn't even touch my rifle. It sat in a Connex. I mean, my weapon is a Patriot system, so I don't really need to touch a rifle. So is the Scorpius the Star Citizen equivalent of the Raptor? I'm not familiar with the Scorpius. A German APFDS. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Armor-piercing, fin-stabilized, self-discarding Sabo. That's exactly what ours is. It's armor-piercing, fin-stabilized, self-discarding Sabo. And then it's -T for training, -S for service, or -SS for Super Sabo, which I've never seen a Super Sabo. They have a gold rod. I would love to, like, don't get me wrong, I would love to, like, create fictitious stories like that in my own storylines, but right now, Russia and, Russia keeps the news kind of rolling, so. Super Sabo, that's a real thing. Gold Rod, you say? Yeah. Do you know what Oppenheimer is? I know who he is. Robert Oppenheimer was the father of the modern atomic bomb. I've not seen the movie yet. I do want to go see it. I'm a huge World War II fan. You guys want to know something crazy? I've been to the Trinity site in New Mexico, where the first atomic bomb went off. I've been there. They have, if you ever get a chance to go, in April or October in New Mexico, they do a tour, and you can go on out there. It's kind of cool. There's really just like a concrete and rock like stand there where it was, and then all over the ground, not all over the ground, it's hard to find now. They actually have what's called trinitite, which is where it was so hot it melted the sand into little tiny things, and if you take it, it's a federal offense, so don't take it, but they have some trinitite they'll bring out and be like, this is trinitite from the actual first ever atomic bomb, right? Your uncle fixes all the tanks the military messes up. I believe it. We mess up a lot. What is that? Are you asking about the Trinitite or the Trinity site? The Trinity site in New Mexico is near Los Alamos, and it was the first ever atomic bomb. Did I go to the pyramids? I've never been to the pyramids. I would love to if I wasn't the wrong complexion to go to North Africa. And that's not that's not a racist joke or anything like that. It's just like white people are not doing very well in like North Africa, Egypt, Libya, like that whole area of the world. So I'm going to avoid it at least for a few years. Since we're talking about Sabo rounds, 50 BMG slap T rounds, no joke, yeah. I got to go through an area. We had a guy, he threw a box. We had slap rounds, Sabo light armor piercing. He got into a tick. They got into a tick. Their gun trucks, they got pinned along Route 1. In Afghanistan, and you can tell exactly which box he put those rounds into. See straight through the whole fucking building, every single wall. You'd see light coming through, like a little, as the sun was setting, there was light coming through the whole fucking building, like laser beams, and you'd see what he did to that building. You can tell, like there's bullet holes everywhere, but that was the one that was slap. You can tell. Radioactive as fuck. Is Trinitite radioactive? I mean, I touched it, I held it. It is what it is. I touched it. They have it out there on like a little table. APFDS is just a laser. It's a laser. How come you don't have a laser, Woody? So I also, if you go far enough back in my videos, I went to the Army Blockhouse, which is where they tested and designed the first ever V2 missile. The actual, like the place there, I had the curator from the museum follow me around, and she was like giving me lines to say, hey, talk about this, talk about this. She was very excited to do it, and I had so much fun doing that video. I would love, if that's what I could do all the time, was just go around with curators and talk about military history and equipment, I'd fucking love that. It's not a laser, it's a little light bulb that blinks. Oh no, the rock might accidentally be... I've taken C-band radiation. It's not bad. Patriot is C-band. And it's... You taste pennies and every cell in your body feels like it's dancing. It's not the worst thing in the world. Why is it a federal offense to take trinitite? Because it is a federal protected historical site. It's the same kind of federal offense if you go just up the road from there, White Sands, and you take any of the white sand, the gypsum sand, that's a federal crime as well. Because it's a federal wildlife, or it's a federal, like, protected area. FLK's funny looking kids. No, girls. That's the radar curse. Every guy I've ever talked to who works around radars, they're told, like, they tell me that, like, having girls is the curse for radars. Oh yeah, it took some rads. It's fine. Hey, look, man, I smoked for 13 years. I ain't worried about it. I ain't gonna last long anyways. Thomas gets it. Thomas gets it. C-band radiation ain't that bad. No, so, like, I was near the radar. I almost killed my TCA, my old TCA tactical control assistant. When I was in the commo slot, we got up ordered to burn. We're deployed at this time, right? We got up ordered. They're like, hey, you need to burn right now. This is coming down from, I almost said a call sign, the ADAFCO, the Air Defense Artillery Fire Control Officer, which means that somebody with a star or oak leaf or something says, my radar needs to be on 10 fucking minutes ago. I couldn't find my TCA. He's the one who brings up the radar, brings it down, like, but I know how to do it. He'd gone out recently, a little while before, to change filters on the radar. Couldn't find it. I'm like, you know, radar's loud as shit. I'm like, Christian, where the fuck are you, man? Where are you? And I'm like looking around for him. Finally, he comes crawling out of, so on the back of a Patriot radar, so you got the main array, the RAGs, it's actually called that. There's a CLET on the side, CLET. RAGs is Radar Array Service Group, and CLET stands for Cooling Liquid Electron Tube. It's somewhere. I can't find it. I've never been able to find that thing. Anyways, I'm sorry. Anyways, when the array is up, on the back of it is a shroud, and then at the bottom of that shroud is called the doghouse. And, yep. Anyways, the doghouse. He was sleeping right in front of that doghouse. Now, the doghouse pumps out fuck tons of highly concentrated radiation. Now, when I say highly concentrated, I'm not talking like this will make you feel weird, grow an extra arm. No, it'll burn you. It'll melt you. There's so much radiation coming out. Because that's what Patriot is. All high-performance radars, they take a shit ton of electricity and they convert it into radiation. And that's how you get radars. So, believe it or not, we have a comparator cover that sits on that. And if you don't have that cover removed, you'll burn a hole through it and burn your radar down. Because that's how much power is coming out of that fucking thing in radiation. So, I import this. Impossible to find. I'm an amateur wildlife preservationist. I can't spell that, but oh my god, the bull stuff around American bald eagle that was shot by a shotgun. Ooh, yeah. Reporting and troubleshooting for the radar. They all died within 10 minutes. Repairing and troubleshooting for the radar. They all died in 10 minutes. Really? X-Men, what radar are we talking? Like Tippy 2? We talking Spy 6? Spy 1? Oh, you had the Spy. That's a bad bitch. I'd love to get my hands on the Spy. No boys for you. The Spy's a bad bitch, man. They dropped the conviction against Bowie? Ugh, of course they did. Stick a magnifying glass in front of the radar and point it at a satellite. I wouldn't want to hold on to that magnifying glass. You're reminding me of one of my meteorology days. You and I was one of the few in the country that had experimental dual band for research. They could never keep it online because they always burned it out. Yep. There's two absolutes in air defense, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever become an air defender like myself. High Mat Air Defense. ShoreRide is starting to learn this because they're starting to get like onboard radars. There's two absolutes. Number one, someone is going to fail their evaluation. It's just part of the job. It just happens, right? Number two, your radar is going to break. That's just the way the cookie fucking crumbles. I did a Table 8 gunnery certification. And we had, because they kept breaking, every radar for my battalion, 5 radars, right, on my site. And they'd pull one in front of the ECS and place it, Go to turn it on, cool, let's radiate. As soon as they radiate, boom, it would die. So then they'd pull it off to the side and start troubleshooting it. They pull the next radar up, do it, fire it up, boom, and it would immediately die too. I don't know if we were on like a lead plate in the ground or if we were on like a Native American burial ground. I don't know what, but that site was fucking cursed. We broke every radar in the battalion. Which is better, the entirety of Chinese intelligence or a commercial satellite? I mean, Chinese intel is actually really good. They know a lot. Why do you think all their cool new shit looks like our shit? Like, everyone's like, they have hypersonic glide vehicles. And I'm like, the country that has notoriously copied our fucking homework has hypersonic glide vehicles. Isn't that interesting? The question is how often they break. It really depends, man. Cousin with fire control for Sea Whiz, yeah. Would fry seagulls by focusing the tuning of the radar. So, my radar, I've never seen my radar kill birds. I've never seen it. There are radars out there. I'm not going to say whose they are because they are in other countries, and people in other countries already protest the existence of these radars, so I'm just going to absolve the name. But I've heard them, like, burning a hole through the jungle. Like, they set it there, and then now nothing grows in front of it. Because that's the way it is now. It's been there for so long and they've used it so much that it just burned a hole in the fucking jungle. And then they'll be in full radiate. And keep in mind, when I say like power, right? When I'm talking about the amount of power, I'm talking about almost more than a fucking small town. Like, one of these generators on this radar that I'm talking about can drink 2,000 gallons of fuel in 8 hours if it's at full burn, if it's given everything she's got. They don't even have a fuel tank for it. They just hook up a fuel truck directly to the generator and they're like, this is it. And then when that generator has been sucked dry, or that fuel truck has been sucked dry, it goes and gets more fuel and the next one pulls up. Two fuel trucks come with this system. But anyways, and I've heard about them. Like, bird fly in front of it, bird fall to death. That's it. Just, it's out of the sky, gone, bye. Sorry, nothing to see here. In theory, Thomas, in theory. We straight up had Korean or Chinese guy on the sub, wrote his note, all the scribbles. Imagine that. Yeah, Chinese intel is good, Kozak. Like, they are... So this is the thing, right? One of the things that everyone has talked about is like, well, what if they take out our GPS satellites? No one's going to know where they're going. 100% of American systems, 100%, are capable of being used without a GPS signal. 100%. Even new systems we work on, like they were like, oh, once you get GPS signal, and me and 3 other NCOs said, no, we want it to be able to function without GPS. And they're like, well, that's not really, we're like, you better figure it the fuck out, because I'm not buying that shit unless it can function without GPS. And their big thing was, why? Because they didn't know. Top sec to talk about enemy radar, say what they can do. Doesn't it only hurt them and not you? Yes and no. Right? If I talk about what the enemy radars can do in detail, in minute detail, they're going to know exactly how much we know.
Have you heard the story about 2 Canadian soldiers who obliterated an army of Nazis?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, but no, I haven't. Can you give me some information on that? You ain't gotta pay anymore or anything like that. I'm gonna land in Area 18. Do people know how to do basic orienteering and land nav with a compass and map? We require it. Oh, I think it's down here. I can't see through the fucking clouds. Okay, yeah, that's where I need to go. So I did an SR-71, Ballistic Lord. I made a video about the SR-71. It was explaining what it does and what it can do, and it was kind of talking about itself. And...
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Alright. ATC, Area 18, ATC, Area 18. Herc, 19er, on approach. Fucking... I don't have a vector stick. I don't even know where I'm approaching from. I don't have a radar. Welcome to the future. Fuck it. Landing gear down, lights on. Track 29, lame duck. Sorry. That's a common term. That's unclassed. Lame duck is a damaged friendly aircraft. So like if they have no signals, right? If they can't squawk a code that they're damaged and we can't receive that code, they are to follow procedures that are different in every location called lame duck. And one of the common things of those procedures is landing gear down, landing lights on, and then there's a speed threshold and how low they have to be, and they'll usually be escorted in by friendly aircraft, and it's called lame duck. Radars are pointless. Apparently in the future they are. Oh, I didn't pull far enough forward. Landing lights off. Quack. You want to know something crazy?
Have a pleasant stay.
So one of the things I trained my guys to do is a call sign for it. There's a brevity for it. I don't want to say what the brevity is because I'm not sure if that brevity is able to be said. But it's a hijacked civilian airliner. I used to throw that at my brand new lieutenants because they know they're the ones going to jail if shit goes wrong. They know that.
I highly suggest DCS World to you. You can set up Patriot sites, fly the F-16, A-10, Apache and more. I think you'd like it. A former Apache pilot plays it. His name is Casmo if you've heard of him.
So one of my friends, he plays the shit out of DCS, and I have it. I downloaded it, I opened it, and then I never touched it again. I just never got into it. It seemed I don't have a whole lot of time. Is that gonna close? Oh well, fuck it. But I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation, by the way, Pastor Neck. What's the news? So the news is a couple of big newses. One, got a new tattoo. Number two, I was selected to attend Warrant Officer Candidate School. I don't know when I go, but I made the board. I made the selection. So that's where I'll be going sooner or later. Who has the worst intelligence system? Somalia. Their government doesn't have one. Everything is ran by the warlords and the cartel there.
The ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Thank you for visiting ArcCorp, Stanton's capital of commerce. Whatever.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Wish you a beneficial and prosperous day.
One Punch V2. So I did reach out to One Punch. Actually, I didn't even know it happened. Like I knew the board was last week and I would get the results this week. I didn't know. I was in a meeting and One Punch, because we go way back. For those of you who don't know, One Punch and I've known him since 2012. We've been friends for a very, very long time. He's a good dude. He texted me. He's like, congratulations, Warrant Officer Candidate. And I was like, no shit. I was in a meeting, so got super excited. Do I play you unless itless? I'm not sure. DCS is so complicated. There we go. God, it took forever for them to store my ship. I gotta... What's up, Wolfram? It's a nice cape. Puppy moving? Oh, Nox back there looking... Quit licking your dick, Nox! Do you play? DCS? I don't touch DCS usually. Out of major nations, who has the worst intelligence agency? That's a good one. I'm like going through intelligence services and what I've been briefed about them in my brain, so give me a second. Let me explain. Nobody come at me, okay? Let me explain. Canadian. That's it. Because they don't have to. We literally take care of everything for them. We tell them everything they need to know. We have them back us up when we go to wars. Like, everything is done for the Canadians. So they don't really... I don't even know if they have an intelligence agency. I've never heard of anyone being like, so Canadian intelligence figured out. I've never heard of that. Because Uncle Sam does it all for them, right? Canadians can focus on certain things because we focus on the rest, right? I don't know if that's my guess. We do, that's the point. Hey, you know what? If you got Canadian intelligence and you're that good, then I stand corrected. Do I play a game called Inglis? No, I do not. Oh no, it's Italian intelligence is actually really good. It was Italian intelligence that was the reason the F-117 was shot down. Or maybe it was foreign actors in Italy, I think. I can't remember. Their intelligence agency is the CIA. That's fair. My favorite game? It's a tie between Titanfall and Borderlands. If you got Titanfall and you got the North Star client, we should do that sometime, guys.
Now arriving.
Forza Italia? Fallout New Vegas? Ooh. Which Borderlands? Borderlands 2 is the absolute best. Borderlands 2 is the best one they ever made. And you know why it's the best one they ever made? Because the endgame content was phenomenal, right? So, for years, the endgame content of Borderlands 2 was 8 levels of overpowered. It was 8 levels. That's it. It was just 8 levels, right? And it made it so good because you had to get, before you could move to the next level, your build had to be perfect. Like, it was so hard to progress to the next overpowered level. Now they're just like, cool, we'll make 300 endgame levels for no fucking reason. I wish Gearbox would pull their head out of their ass. Like, it was so good because it was so hard and it was so few. That's why it was good.
Have you looked at Elite Dangerous? It's similar to Star Citizen, and is more space-oriented.
Is that the one where, I don't know if it was Elite Dangerous. I was looking into one where you're, like, mining as dwarves. Is that Elite Dangerous? Or am I thinking of something else? Deep Rock Galactic. My bad. I looked at that one. That would look fun. Rock and stone, brother. I should play Goose Goose Duck. So the only reason I liked from what I saw of Deep Rock Galactic is because it reminded me of Borderlands. It looked like a fun looter shooter. So I like those games. What do I think would be the first jet kill of the F-22? Honestly, a Su-34 or Su-35 that are continuing to fuck around over Syria. I don't know what they're going to do to finally convince the F-22 to pull that trigger, but when it does, it's not going to be a, I'm going to pop flares, I'm going to wound you, I'm going to scare you. When it finally pops off, when somebody finally goes, if they do this again, kill them, the pilots are going to have no idea what hit them, where it hit them from. They're not going to be known about the radar lock. They're just going to cease to exist from humanity. And we will probably not hear about it for months, maybe years. And then someone will be like, by the way, you remember when Russia was doing all their dumb shit and they kept on fucking with us over Syria and then they stopped fucking with us? Well, they had a sudden overt combustion happen out of nowhere, and yeah, they lost 2 pilots because of one of our aircraft. Right? What if the F-22 gets an air-to-air kill before the F-22? I don't know, man. Imagine Left 4 Dead meets Class Systems, right? That's Deep Rock. It's awesome. I may get it. It looks fun. Honestly, what I think we should do one of these nights for a community game night is I'll play that Starship Troopers game. It's like 16-player co-op, so why the fuck not? You know, just have fun with it. That's an act of war, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Most modern... Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. The enemy around the world, they don't learn easily. Right? They'll do something, and if nothing bad happens to them, they will continue to do it. Why do you think the Taliban changed their tactics? Religiously. Because every time they did something, something bad happened to them. So January 2022, you guys remember when the Houthi rebels fired missiles into United Arab Emirates? And Emirati Thad, an American patriot, shot him down? Remember how they don't do that no more?
Trap now approaching.
I didn't say anything. I'm just saying, like, it's wild that they stopped doing it. That had nothing to do with my previous conversation.
City Flight is proud to be the official transportation.
They have dual Dishkas now? That's a lot of firepower for one fucking gun truck. Have I played a game called Enlisted? A lot of people have asked me about Enlisted, Casey. I just haven't picked it up. Honestly, I don't have a lot of time to game, guys. Taliban changed their tactics religiously, pun intended. Taliban in the 80s, much different than Taliban in the 2000s. Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's because we killed all the dumb ones. Every time someone's like, you never fought a real fight against the Taliban, you always have way outnumbered them, and I'm like, have you not heard of the Battle of Kamdeshikop Keating? Have you not heard of Operation Anaconda? Like, have you not heard of these things? Do they not exist in your fucking world? Most of the time we fought the Taliban, we were outnumbered. Oh, but you had close air support. Yeah, several hours later sometimes. I don't know what's going on. Cool, I'm on this tram. This probably isn't going to go well. I don't know where I'm going. You don't even play War. I'm sorry, Kozak. If I get to CW5, will be the first one that people can find because I have a YouTube. You know, I don't know if I'll get that high. I really don't. What game is this? This is Star Citizen, and right now is not a good time to showcase the this game in general because this tram is not good. It says now approaching. I don't know where it's approaching from or to. I picked the wrong goddamn train. I may have to log. Yeah, I'm just going through buildings and shit. I was like, wow, torpedo burrito. And now I'm under the map. Yeah, no, we're gonna just, we're gonna log. All I had to do was follow the train. You know? Is that a 30K? Game of the year right here. Alright, I'm coming back, Wolfram. I joined in on you. Bethesda's game. Hijack that. Just hit tab. What does tab do? How long have I been playing Star Citizen? About a little over a year. I've never had issues with the ones at Area 18. Well, okay. I've had minor issues with the ones at Area 18. The ones at Orison, though, them fucking things. Those are perfect. Those are the nicest ones. Russia's losing? You're not wrong. I mean, I don't know. I'm really getting tired of this conflict. And I feel like it's unnecessary bloodshed for unnecessary reasons. And it's starting to irritate me. Shit, not that way. This way. So I did see a video very recently. They, the Russian forces, they interrupted some soccer club and just started taking people away to go serve in the military. That's what they're doing now. That's a thing. I don't know if that was staged or not, but look legit. They're sending veterans with rusty guns to the front line. I wouldn't doubt it. Do I play Call of Duty or Battlefield? I have COD. I haven't really touched COD in a long time. Alright, Wolfram, I'm going to hop on the train one more time and see if I can get back to you. I'm running low on time. I may just do a quick barrel run. It's the dying gas. So here's the thing, man. As shitty as... So I don't think Russia is bad. I think Putin is bad, right? But I think the whole, like, Russia in general, I think them collapsing is the really bad idea. And here's why, right? Like, I got it. You know, we want to eliminate our enemies, but every time we've destroyed a nation, they collapse, right? The Treaty of Versailles, World War I, right? Germany collapsed. I mean, the German mark was worth fucking nothing. Like, they couldn't get back. Because of what we did to them in World War I, you know who was able to get power in World War II, at the beginning of World War II, because he promised a stronger Germany and stuff like that, right? So you leave this vacuum, which is a right place to grow a really bad dude or dudes. Now, fast forward to 2023, let's say we create that same vacuum with Russia. Now throw nukes into the mix. And you have territorial warlords that are now nuclear capable. That threat just got 10 times more scary.
Keep conversations and mobiglass trams now approaching. And share space with other travelers. Remember, we're all taking this journey together.
I don't know, they've lost a little bit. They've lost a little bit of land. I know it's like 200 kilometers that Ukraine has taken back during this offensive. When will I stream again? I stream every Wednesday and Friday. I don't know. Like I said, we did help. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We did help Japan rebuild. Strongest country in Europe.
Now leaving the station. Stand clear of the doors.
I want to say Poland. Like, I want to say Poland because Poland is building. Give it 5 years. Poland, absolutely. But right now, Germany is still really fucking powerful. The United Kingdom has kind of gone down a little bit. I don't know. France is a bit of a shadow of its former self. They got a lot of stuff going on in their own country. So I'm going to have to probably go with it's either Poland or Germany right now. Poland, strongest country in Europe. Poland wants people to find. I'm not gonna lie. There's a little part of me, because here's the thing: either Russia backs Wagner when Wagner crosses over into Poland, right? Either Russia says, "Yep, they're ours, and we're gonna protect them. Welcome to war," right? And the war kicks off, or they're gonna say, like they did at Conoco Fields, right? I don't know if you guys know this. At the Battle of Conoco Fields, the U.S. side called the Russians 3 times, said, "Hey, your guys are heading towards my guys, man. You're crossing the line. You shouldn't be going that way." And they're like, "Oh, we have no idea what you're talking about." And okay. Called him again. He's like, "Hey, they're getting closer, man. If you don't turn them around, it's gonna get bad." And then he was like, "Oh, you know, we do whatever we want." Called him the 3rd time. He's like, "This is your last warning. Stop your men, or they will be killed." And he's like, "Oh, they're not with us. They're mercenaries." And he's like, "Okay." And in 4 hours, 300 and some odd dudes lost their life.
Big military.
Poland can into big military. Yeah, they're getting there. But in 4 hours, they lost 300 guys and 50 fucking armored vehicles. In 3 hours. And 1 American was injured. Like,
Monitor your luggage at all times.
3 times. And I wonder if that's going to be the same thing. Like, Poland is telling them, like, "Hey, man,
Vehicle retrieval system.
don't do this.
Vehicle has been
Don't do this."
location.
The timing of the super chat. Great timing. Hangar 7. Wolfram, you want to just ride with me, or are you getting your own thing? We're heading over to, shit, hold on.
Stanton's capital of commerce. Whatever your transaction, we wish you a beneficial.
We're going to head to Hurston. I think it's Hurston. What do you think will happen if Poland declares war on Russia? I don't think it'll be that way. Poland knows that they declare war, the U.S. is less inclined to help them. But if Wagner attacks Poland, that's straight up Article 5, especially inside their own borders. There's no doubt about it. Like, what is it? Not the global war on terror, but Afghanistan was Article 5. I have a non-Article 5 NATO ribbon over there. It was changed from an Article 5 to a non-Article 5 after 2009. So I have a non-Article 5 NATO because I went in 2010. Oh, shit! I just fell through the map! Shit. Exactly. Davis goes, "Find the Clint." Wolfram, I'm trying to come back, man. Shit. I've never had trouble with that lift. Free falling. Yeah, honestly, this is the most bugs right now. Like, you guys, if you go in my older lives, you'll see me play this, and I have almost no bugs. This is the most bugs I've ever ran into. You had a C2 for a bit, same thing. So honestly, this patch has been pretty good. I think I'm having trouble loading in there, Wolfram. I'm wondering if you're about to 30k. No, I'm loading in. Seeing you play Star Citizen initially gave me the itch to play it, now seeing you struggle. So I will admit, 3-19 is probably the most playable version of Star Citizen I've ever been around for. It's Bethesda the bugs features. I vote you need to wake up the dogs as vengeance for falling through the elevators. Buffalo! Nox is the great white buffalo. Oh shit! I almost... And we're gonna give you a cookie. They said I gotta wake you up. Come on, buffalo. That's a good boy. You wanna say hi to the peoples? Okay. Good puppies. Oh shit, it's this way. When 3.20 drops, Arena Commander will be amazing. Hopefully. I haven't played Arena Commander. I've heard good things about it. I've just never played it. The US most certainly will not distinguish. I don't know. It really depends. So here's the thing. The trick to surviving World War III is going to be to cause so much destruction or cut the head off the snake so aggressively that nobody fucking questions you. You guys ever seen Blood and Bone? Right? So, you know, when he's in jail, they're like, oh, we're going to beat your ass, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, right? Kimbo Slice and stuff like that. And then he just rocks everybody. And they leave him alone. Right? That's all he wanted, was just like, leave me alone, right? It's not all Russian people versus all Americans. Or all Russians versus all Ukrainians. I'm sure there's a lot of common ground there, right? It's one opinion against another opinion from two individuals who, I don't know. We're gonna just put this in my hand, drink it up. And I want you guys to know, it's not ticketable to litter in Star Citizen. Because I'm a piece of shit. Yep. Are we just going to forget that the Pentagon admitted to having... I didn't see the space laser part. Did they really do that? I'm tracking that they had, like, weapons and crashed, you know, things and...
Now arriving.
As you wants me to pick it up.
You better throw it away, you son of a gun.
No, you can't make me. You know, most of people in Star Citizen are pretty nice. So, Rods from God is a really... So, like, it's a cool idea, but it's a really impractical idea. It's just... So, here's the thing. Everything for safety purposes, right? Now, I say safety, knowing that we kill people for a living. Alright, I'm going to Hangar 7. Let's see if I can make it work now. And I'm going to go in through the front hangar. My old platoon sergeant, who's retired now, he just texted me. He's like, "Did you really tell North Korea not to touch your privates?" Bro, that's the best possible fucking text message I could have ever gotten. All right, let me see. Remote access. Let's open this bad boy up. This ramp is incredibly long for reasons I'm not fully sure. All right, privates are sensitive. I did, and I can't take it back. That was the angle of the dangle. So, oh, sorry, the rods from God thing. I got off topic because I got a smartwatch notification. The rods from God. It's a really cool idea, but you always got to have fail safes. And what if? And think about it, like the sheer like probability of trying to. Yeah, we're going to Hurston, by the way. Well, we're eventually going to... Is it Hurston? Yeah, we're going to Ida. Total, but... Well, there we go. Yeah, we're going to Ida. Once it's fired, you can't take that back, and it's going to hit wherever it's going to hit, right? So then you got to talk about how to guide this thing, and then what if you need to self-destruct it or something like that? Like, that's a really hard thing to stop. My missiles, I have a self-destruct. I can self-destruct them if I need to. It's rare, and it takes, like, somebody with a star saying, "Hey, I fucked up," for me to stop that, but still. Why isn't he playing DayZ? Me? Oh, bro, DayZ is too toxic for me. Oh, wait, I haven't been going into VTOL mode. That adds, like, 7 vertical horsepower. And we're gonna vert. Woo! Highway to the danger zone. Da, 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 da. Okay, cool. I did do that right. Is it a chore getting a security clearance? No, it wasn't too bad. Thank you, Kozak. Love you, boo-boo. Still an ollie. No, it's a barrel roll. Well, from
just started the enlistment process with the Navy, hoping with the massive recruitment issue and looming international conflict my waiver for ADHD/anxiety and stress fractures will get approved.
I hope so too, man. But think about it like this, right? So, you know, when I first enlisted, one of the things I was big on was, like, you know, those I almost joined guys, right? And there's still a lot of, like, stigma about that. And as long as you're not like a I was almost whatever, then I think it'll be fine. I don't know why.
You're my favorite YouTuber, BTW.
Aw, Kyle the Frog. Thank you. I'm jumping back up, man. Not everybody is supposed to be in the military, and that's okay. That is perfectly fine, man. Not everyone is going to be in the military, and I get it. But, you know, try to get the waivers, that's fine. But also think about, man, like, why we have these processes that we won't allow people to enlist for. It's because it's dangerous. You know, taking somebody who has, like, anxiety and depression and something like that and throwing them into arguably some of the most dangerous situations and scenarios known to man it's inhumane. You just told them you didn't? I don't know, man. They not with MHS Genesis, Military Health System Genesis. They can look back. If you've ever been treated for it, they'll see it. Avro talking smack, even though they got canceled. I'm not sure what the Avro is. Sorry, Pinball. Mrs. HLC just sent something and went by quick. I'm in trouble. Are we changing my last name this year? It's membership renewal time. Yeah, we're going to change your damn last name, Mrs. HLC. You will be along. We're going to change it this year. Can anyone intercept? You saying someone going to intercept me? I'd intercept me. She will be the line crosser, absolutely. No. Mrs. HLC will be in on Friday. She will be here on Friday. Really? An old interceptor built in the 1950s. Mach 2. I like it. My backup plan is going into DIA, ONI, or DoD Federal Services. Hey, that's okay, Kyle the Frog, man. Like, again, so this goes for everybody in chat, man. Success is not measured by how much you make, right? Success is not measured by how visual you are, right? Success is measured by how much you get up every single day and give 100%. Now you hear those that are like, man, I gave it everything I had and I've still failed. No, you haven't failed yet. You haven't failed until you die to failure, right? You haven't failed yet. So pick yourself back up, get out there and get after it, because there's a lot of people that'll tell you, I'm gonna do this or I'm starting to do this. But I tell everyone, succeed in silence. None of you before tonight knew that I was applying to be a warrant officer. Nobody knew. Because I wanted to succeed in silence. I was making career moves for my future, my family's future, and to set myself up for success on the outside, and nobody knew. Because I want you all to understand, succeed in silence. So, success for me is what I want to do. Success for you is completely different, man. Do what makes you happy. Do what you feel you should put your mind to. And if you can't go one direction, find another direction. Just give it all you got every single day, man. You give me a crash course? Wolfram, if you crash into me, I swear to fucking Jesus. This is a fun ship. I wish, and maybe they make them, I want a bigger warp drive. Because this thing just, it does not, like, for a while I was driving my Freelancer Max, and that thing scoots around the fucking cosmos. But this thing, she's a big bitch. Might try to go for NCO since I have my credentials. Like non-commissioned officer like me, or I'm trying to follow. What's the point of success when you can't shove it in everyone's face? You know what's crazy, Starman? So let me put this in perspective. When I was in high school, I wasn't popular. I didn't have a lot of friends. I had a really small group. I wasn't the cool kid. I didn't get a lot of girls. I was nothing like that. And now I'm a married E7. I live well within my means. I've hit this huge success on social media through all of your guys' support. And I look back and I'm like, I have no interest in rubbing this in their face. Not at all whatsoever. Just doesn't even because those people, I know no matter what I do, they will never be happy for me. So why would I rub it in their damn face? I don't know. That's the way I look at it. Maintenance radio, still a rookie, going into college. Get you some, Pinball. Hope you get it. My dad turned it down. All I want to do is a service to my country like my dad. Hey man, everyone has a job to do. There's no shame in not being in the military. There's no shame in it. There is shame, however, in pretending you were in the military. There's a lot of people like that out there, but M2 has a better drive. Yeah, that's probably what I need. I need to get the highlights from those, the UAP whistleblower hearings. But I'm funny as hell successor, and thank you, Intera Banger. I like that name, it's cool. TS2 or Pontes on the C2? I'll have to look. They got that at not Brio's Breaker Yard. What the fuck is the place where you get ship parts? The vids are ridiculous. For medical. Hey, there's nothing. Again, Andrew, so it's not a bad thing. It's not like a you couldn't serve, right? Like, cause there's people in my military right now. There's people in the army with me who are dumb as fuck. And there are people out there who have a bum knee who are crazy fucking smart and would love the opportunity. But all I have, like, I would say probably 10% of my formation of people in the military are trying to just find a reason to get off of work, go sit in their barracks room, be fucking gross, or be like one of the characters in fucking One Punch Dad's videos. Like, they're not doing anything with themselves. But I have highly motivated individuals elsewhere. So it's kind of a travesty that's like, man. Olisar has the Pontus drive. What's up, Elijah? Here, I'll give you a couple horns. Welcome, welcome, welcome. See as it goes. Cousin Crow's on Orison. Oh, so they're both at Orison. Did I ever work with the Peshmerga? I know that name. I've never worked with them. I've only, like, my work with foreign nations is very limited. I have briefly worked with the Australians. I have briefly worked with the Canadians. Little bit of Jordanian. A decent amount of Emirati. And a good amount of Koreans. And some Afghanis. So I may have to park because I'm almost at my 2-hour mark. So I gotta go find a place to park this big son of a bitch. So I'm over here at Hurston. I'm going to go to HMDS Hurston, or Edmond. If you get a chance to work, I would love to work with the Germans. I've seen them before, but I've never worked with them. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate being here, man. Can my ship get hijacked when I'm gone? Yes, kind of. But if I park it and I store it, it'll be fine. Costs 93 G's? That's not bad at all. I could get that in one fucking run. I only have how much do I have? 10 million? I don't think I'm supposed to go here.
Quantum travel complete.
Well, from where the hell are you? Oh, I see you. Hold on, I'm looking for fucking Lorville. I fucked up. We should be right above it. We're nearby. It's over this way. $60 kilometers.
Quantum travel engaged.
I'm quite happy that one of my favorite YouTubers plays Star Citizen, as I am planning to get it soon. I enjoy the game. It's got a lot of issues, though. What Afghan people were the best soldiers to work with, i.e. most respectable soldiers? How do I word this? I wouldn't say that it was any, like, group of soldiers. It was individual soldiers. So, like, I worked with the ANCOP, the Afghan National Civil Ordnance Police. Only a couple times that I worked with the ANA, or the Afghan National Army. And there was one guy, ironically his name was Mahmoud. His family had actually been killed by the Taliban, so he was violent. I loved him, man. We gave him fucking food, we gave him like knee pads, we gave him elbow pads, we gave him fucking boots. Like, we wanted this dude set up. But then they like fired him because he smoked weed. They all smoked weed. All of them fucking did it. They're all crooked as shit. They didn't like him because he was arresting their fucking buddies. But I will tell you, and I will say this with absolute confidence, and I say this as nicely and as gently as I possibly can. The Afghan military are a bunch of spineless fucking babies who couldn't fight for their own goddamn country.
Please proceed
And
to
I
assign
say that as
landing
respectfully as I possibly can, but we saw this several times. We saw this when we pulled out of Afghanistan. We also saw this in Operation Anaconda. We saw this at the Battle of Kamdesh, Shikab Keating. We saw this in Kandahar Airfield. We saw this every time the Taliban would show up, the Afghan military would run away and let the Americans handle it. And we watched that happen for 20 years. So when we left, we expected them to fold like a fucking lawn chair. And that's exactly what they did. Whoa, that's a spaceport sign. I don't want to crash into that. Is that a Carrack? I've never flown in a Carrack. I wonder if Teal has a Carrack. I should ask him. With the child brides, of course. Yeah, there's a fine line between cultural and disgusting. And, you know, people like, you know, when in Rome. I couldn't get behind the Chai Boy thing in Afghanistan. I just couldn't do it. And if you're wondering what a Chai Boy is, it is, young males, usually between the ages of 3 and 12, maybe 14. And they are, toys
landing
for grown men.
complete. Have a pleasant stay.
So I got my problems with that. Crash, crash, crash. Hell no. K button? What does the K button do? Oh, the VTOL. I didn't turn on VTOL. My bad. But when we get natives running away faster than us foreigners, something's wrong. Yep. Yeah, no, you're right. I don't know. Like, the VTOL mode in the fucking Cutlass Black is phenomenal. But it doesn't really, like, do anything in this ship. So, like, eh. So, I can tell you right now, one of the best feelings I ever got, was with my friend Mahmoud. Started out as a terrible feeling. We were walking. I remember exactly where it was at. It was this area of Zorshar. There was a mosque on our right. There was houses on our left. And then just past the mosque was an open field behind the mosque. And there was like houses and stuff back there. And we were on patrol. And this little boy, probably couldn't have been more than 5 years old, screaming at the top of his lungs and running and crying. And it's just, this kid was just bawling, right? And the one good thing is some of the ANCOP that were there with us were from different parts of the country. Now, Afghanistan is very tribal. Pashtuns don't like Dari people don't like the Farsi people, and so on and so forth, right? And no one likes the Coochies, except for other Coochies. Yes, they're actually called Coochies. They're nomadic people. This kid comes up crying, screaming, and he's, you know, he runs for the first authority figure he can find, which is us, right? That makes sense. I'm okay with that. I am perfectly fucking fine. Kid, you stand behind me, I will take bullets all day. I don't care, right? And
Welcome to the
he gets up to us,
retrieval system.
and he is begging for help.
Please visit us again.
Oh,
Welcome
what does it say? My
to the
Hercules is
ASOP
not on the
vehicle
pad?
retrieval system.
Oh, there it is. And he's telling us that grown men were touching him inappropriately.
Please visit us again.
And there comes this grown man, about 30 years old, maybe 35 years old, walking out of the field behind him saying, oh, that's my nephew. You know, hey, come on back, nephew. And the kid was like, that's not my uncle. I don't know who this guy is, you know. So we're like, where do you live, kid? And so we go to escort him home. And our Afghan counterparts were part of a different tribe than that guy. And,
Welcome to the ASOP.
well, they took him out into the field and started, thank you, Wolfram. Thank you for being here, man. They took him out of the field and they didn't kill him. They had an assertive conversation with him. They're not bound by the Geneva Conventions. We are. So what we did is we escorted the kid home, got him back to his dad, made sure his family knew that he was okay, and then we moved on. So it did make me feel good that we gave hope to at least a demographic of young individuals, that they saw us as authority figures, and they saw that we were there for them. And while the old heads hated us because we were different, the young kids understood because we were out there playing soccer with them. We were out there, walking, holding their hands, giving them pens. They love pens. Kalam raga is the one thing in Pashto I'll never forget, which means give me a pen. Kalam raga. They would go like that. That's exactly what they would fucking say. So those are the things that kind of stick out to you. Wall-to-wall counseling. Yep. He did more than the DynCorp dudes. Yeah. Never forget the Great Emu War. Thank you, terrible emo. Is being a military pilot fun? Because that's a job I would want to do after meeting the requirements. I would love to serve for America. Dino, I have no idea, man. I know Canadian pilots like to watch me scream. Fucking assholes. Thanks for saying that, child, and bringing him home. You know, I again, you know, I was just a kid there myself, man. I wanted to go home, and that was just another day. I mean, we did stuff like that all the time. So it was, I don't know. Part of me feels like, wow, you know, we really did something. We really made a change, and then I realized, like, we gave a generation hope, and then it's gone now. So Canada has pilots? Yes, Canada has pilots. They love to watch me scream inside their Chinooks. So, here, let me go ahead and hit this. Oh, it's going to play all of them over again. I got to go back to the in-game scream. I don't know why it duplicates like that. So, don't forget to tune in Friday. We will have Mrs. HLC here with me. We're going to do, I don't know, I think we're just going to talk to everybody. We're just going to have a conversation. So as always, do not come into the 22 a day. Every single one of you are amazing, and I will see you guys right here next time. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow to the, I'll be dropping another green screen video. And then if you're interested in the 7 Days to Die tournament, please jump into the Discord, react to in the announcements, and shoot me a DM so that way I know how many teams we have and I can kind of keep things organized, all right? So we'll see you guys next time. Y'all take it easy.